Hi Aquarius, welcome to September 2017. Now September is a really big shift of energy for you because it brings the action to your shadow side, the deeper part of self, the labyrinth of the unconscious, and of course those we trust or where we need to set boundaries with others who are not worthy. Let trust be something that's earned with you. Don't assume that others have your back or are good just because you want them to be. Allow others to show you who they are, and then you can decide if they're worthy of your trust. Now, Mercury stations direct on September 5th. Yay! This is good news. And it goes exact right on the eclipse point that it happened at the total solar eclipse in Leo at that 28 degree, 29 degree Leo. And so this is a month where you're really seeing things clearly now. And, you know, some of what is being revealed to you, you know, may not make you feel, you know, happy about the behavior going on with some people. And you know, it's just the way things are right now on planet Earth. And so if you're feeling emotionally vulnerable or really sensitive, then you know, just take good care of you. And you know, don't hide too much. Abandon your need to hide. You're not alone. We're all going through these feelings. And, you know, there's cycles that are stronger for the air signs and the fire signs. And this happens to be a strong time for the earth signs and the water signs. And so the Pisces full moon on the 6th, you know, is bringing the focus for you to that area of, you know, your self-worth, your self-appreciation, and it has Neptune coupled with the moon, exactly opposing the sun in Virgo, and that, you know, can be bringing up these feelings of vulnerability or, you know, your fears and imperfections. We all have them. I believe your perfection is in your imperfection, because that's what makes us human. I'm not perfect. That gets shown to me on a daily basis. And yes, it's humbling. And so just be aware of that. You know, if some of that's coming up for you at the Pisces full moon or here in September, it will pass. These are fast-moving energies. And Mercury is direct now, which is really good news. And things are moving forward. And there is a lot of harmony in here, too, with Mercury at that very late Leo degree point, and Mars entered Virgo on September 5th when Mercury went direct, all of them coupled together with the God star Regulus at 0 degrees Virgo, harmonizing with Pallas Athena, the asteroid, the goddess of wisdom and truth, in the area of your foundation, to Pluto in the area of working behind the scenes. So there is a lot of spiritual support for you and support for you behind the scenes. And, you know, sometimes we don't like to see the truth or hear the truth, but it's important to know the facts so that you can navigate these waters to the best of your ability. And the sun is, the Venus is also forming a trine. There's two trines going on. The Venus coupled with, the Mercury coupled with Mars is trining Uranus very late in Aries, your ruling planet, to your other ruling planet, Saturn, in Sagittarius. And this is a very supportive energy for you. And so even though, you know, some things that are being revealed to you about other people, it may not be like what you want to hear, but you can use it to your advantage. In other words, knowledge is power. And truth sets us free. And you can, make better decisions. Maybe it's time for you to, let a friend go, or a group you belong to, or, a relationship that you've been on the fence with, that now clearly, I need better boundaries with this person, or I need to change my strategy of what I've been doing when I work with this person. And that can help too. For some of you, you can feel like the partnership strengthens because of what's been revealed. Maybe there's something vulnerable about your partner that's been shown to you that you didn't know, that helps you have a better understanding of him or her, that strengthens the partnership. But you're definitely doing some shadow boxing here, shadow dancing with your shadow side this month because of the big focus in Virgo. Mercury re-enters Virgo on the 9th. The Sun trines Pluto on the 9th, which is a very positive energy and insight into your shadow side. We all have a shadow. It is part of who we are. The Sun will square Saturn on the 13th. That's a day to sit up and take notice. Saturn will show you something that you need to address. It may have to do with shared resources or where you're investing, and there might be something that you want to change in how you invest your resources so that you are achieving what you want and desire. Venus will sextile Jupiter on the 15th. I love this energy. This is a great energy. And that could be a wonderful day of healing in partnership and relationship for you, as well as some financial gain for you that happens, some bonus that you weren't expecting, or maybe you were expecting and it comes through on the 15th. That's always good news too. Then Venus enters Virgo on the 19th, and you have the new moon in Virgo. Now we have a very big focus going on in Virgo. We have Venus in Virgo, Cupid the asteroid in Virgo, Mars is in Virgo, Mercury in Virgo, Moon and Sun in Virgo. And they are being opposed by Chiron in Pisces. And so this is where, you can be feeling this vulnerability as well, or, Chiron is flushing out. Chiron is a bridge between your ruling planets, Saturn the past and Uranus the future. Chiron acts like a planet in our astrology. He shows us the wounds that don't heal, or he also represents pain. And so, this is where you could be feeling some of this, vulnerability or pain that you've been carrying. And just understand, it just makes you beautiful, because that is the part of us that's human. And yes, you're a great spiritual being, but you're a human being too, and it's just as important as the spiritual. And so, this is a time where you're having an opportunity to heal that part of yourself, or at least come to terms with it, that where you accept it, you accept yourself. And that's what it's about, is self-love, self-acceptance, because how can we love and accept others if we haven't found that love and self-acceptance for self? And so we want to fill our own cup first so that we can fill the cup of others. And so this is something that you're experiencing here in September. And make sure that you're not going too over the top, because the Virgo energy can have us very self-critical and fault-finding. And so move from criticism to compassion. Have compassion and remind yourself, you're always doing the best you can with what you know. It's always, when we look back and, oh God, I'd do that differently. Sure you would, because, you now have hindsight, but at the time, you're always doing the best you can with what you have. And especially if, we're afraid and we have fear, we can act out in certain ways that can be over the top because of the fear. And so be aware of that, is that, you don't have to hide. You're not alone. We all go through these cycles, and it's just one cycle, and then the energy shifts. The sun moves into Libra on the 22nd, 2 days later. It's a very late moon in Virgo. It's almost to Libra. It's at 28 degrees Virgo. And then 2 days later, the sun moves into Libra, and you have happy fall in the northern hemisphere and happy spring in the southern hemisphere. And then all of a sudden, like the cobwebs seem to, fly away, and then the sun is getting bigger and brighter in the sky, and the flowers are blooming, or here in the northern hemisphere, the colors are appearing. Fall is very beautiful too. And, and that's a power day. That shifts the energy. And Libra brings that focus for you into that area of your spirituality and philosophy and higher consciousness, where you can see the bigger picture, where you can take a wider view in what you're thinking and what you're doing. And, there's good energy in here too with that Virgo new moon, because Venus moves down to that 0 degree point, and she's with Regulus, trining your ruling planets, Uranus and Saturn. And so just be aware of that, is that, whatever shadow substance comes up and you're dealing with it, the insecurities, the fears, we all have them, it makes us human. Know that there's always a way out. And for you, it's about, staying very conscious, focusing on your goals, focusing on what you want to accomplish, and keeping a sense of humor. Don't take it all so serious, especially yourself. I think we can take ourselves too serious, and then, we're not seeing the bigger picture, and it is about a new start and a new beginning, and you want to get off to a good start. Now, Jupiter is making his final opposition to Uranus on the 27th, and for you, that could be like some brilliant breakthrough that happens in your thinking, where you finally get it. The epiphany comes and you understand, okay, so that's why I do that, or why that is why, that bothers me. Sometimes we have fears that aren't even from this lifetime. It's something that's deep in our subconscious or our unconscious that has to do with a past life, like something, being burned at the stake, drowning in the ocean, something like that. And, this could be a time where you flush that out, where you realize, oh my gosh, the most they can do in this life is call you names. You know what I mean? I know about that. And, so be aware of that. Be very present. When we stay present, there is no fear. When you stay here today, when you're in the present, there's no fear. It's when we go out into the future, because we're not there yet. Of course, we have no power in the future. We're not there yet. Or we go into the past, or in a past life, or relive in a past life record. And that's why the power is in the now, and staying consciously aware of, who we are, where we are, what we're doing, and embracing that vulnerability, and having compassion for yourself, and recognizing that the word alone means all one, that we are in this together, and we're all connected to each other through our heart chakra, to the one source. And that's the truth. Now, Pluto's going to station direct on the 28th, and that's good, because he's been retrograde since April 20th. And now with him moving forward, that is going to help with your plans moving forward, and business moving forward, and empowering you to move forward as well. Then Mercury moves into Libra on the 29th. Now we have the Sun in Libra and Mercury in Libra, and Libra is your sister sign. It forms harmonious energy flow with you. So as you move towards the end of September and into October, you're going to really feel that wind in your sails and things moving forward for you in a way that is amazing, because you did your homework here in the cycle of Virgo, because you did your homework in September and worked on your own psychology, worked on healing you, working on loving and having compassion for you, then you're ready for the amazing Libra Aries cycle that will lift you up and move you forward. So for those of you open for love, it still is a time of love for you. The North Node is in that area of relationship, and many planets, Venus is in there until she shifts in to Virgo on the 19th. And, so there is this energy of love available to you if you're available. You may be the one that's not available in September, like you're just not feeling open enough to let someone new in. That's okay. It's going to move very quickly into Libra, and you'll be feeling like yourself again and feeling empowered and ready to open those doors to new love and so forth. For those of you coupled, this could be a time where, it's been very eye-opening in August and especially in September about what the heck is going on in your relationships, and, how are you receiving, how are you showing up, what are you learning about your partner or partners, whether that's personal or business. And for some of you, this can be a time where it really strengthens the relationship. For others of you, it can be a time where you realize you've gone as far as you can go in the partnership and it's time to move on. It will be unique for each one of you, and it will be unique in each partnership that you're in, given where the other person is coming from, as well as what the dynamics have been in that relationship for you. And how is your money? You're going to have an opportunity to really look at your money here in September. How are you investing it? How are you managing it? With Neptune there, you want to give up fantasy thinking or magical thinking and be very Virgo practical with your resources, and double checking the books and double checking the accounts to make sure everything is where you want it to be and working for you. I'm not seeing a big focus in the career yet. It really is about working on what you love and value, what's going on with you, how you're using your resources, your time, your energy, your skill, and so on, and how you are healing yourself and nourishing and nurturing you so that you are living your best life. Spiritually, it is a very strong time for that part of self to merge with the higher self, pull in that higher self, higher consciousness, and take time to be out in nature, take time to meditate and listen is always good for the soul and feeding your soul. Do what feeds your soul. Not seeing any challenges to the health if you're taking good care of you and you are loving you and embracing that shadow, then that's going to strengthen the health as well, because it's a mind-body-spirit connection. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, sharing, and Google Plusing my videos. Aquarius, you're awesome. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now. And good things will happen forever. So until next time, Aquarius, keep the focus on you and love you and have compassion for yourself and what you're learning about yourself. It's really important for the weeks and months ahead. These are the sun signs having a near-death experience. Enjoy. Aries, who's in charge here? I'd like to see God right now, please. Am I dead? Gee, I never thought that could happen to me. Where can I get a crystal palace backlit with white light like that one? Taurus, leaving the body
Taurus realizes that he or she no longer has a stomach and immediately returns to the body. Thud. Without seeing tunnels, light, God, etc., making Taurus skeptical for the rest of his or her life. Gemini. The key thing to the zodiacal twins isn't the experience itself, but how they can embellish it when telling the story or writing about it. Since Geminis are comfortable in all worlds except those without telephones, they usually bounce back to the body fairly rapidly, and the mouth tends to work before the rest of the body comes back to life. Cancer. Cancerians can live to be 125 years old, and they don't usually have near-death experiences, but they can come awfully close to having a near-life experience when they get brave and venture out of their house for supplies. Leo. No, I'm not dead. I'm not. Who's those guys in the white robes? What's that they're singing? They're off key. I can sing better than that. Where's the choir director? I need a microphone immediately. Unless it's Rolling Stone or Spin, hold my calls. Virgo. Working a marathon 60 hours straight, Virgo collapses and leaves the body. She moves through that delightfully clean and sparkling tunnel of light, occasionally reflecting upon possible improvements, but soon becomes so worried by the thought of her loved ones managing without her that she snaps back into the body like white lightning, sits up, and calmly pronounces herself alive, glancing at her watch. Libra. Floating out of the body, then in, then out, then in, and finally out again, Libra sees a tunnel and a vibrant being of light at the other end. Wow, is that Jesus? Wait a minute, maybe it's Kuan Yin. That looks like something she'd wear. Never deciding whether to go through the tunnel. After all, what's death without someone to share it with? Libra ends up back in the body by default, hounded by a mysterious compulsion to start a dating service for discarnate souls. Scorpio. Since most Scorpios have 9 lives, they tend to brainstorm different ways to trigger the near-death experience. Once nearly dead, most can barely get to the end of the tunnel without meeting some being with whom they have astral sex. When asked whom they'd prefer to greet them on the other side, 75% name a favorite vampire, and Medusa is a strong contender. Sagittarius. Sag floats out of her body and has to laugh at the stupid way she bought the farm. After somehow breaking the tunnel of light, she absolutely refuses to return to the body, since she's been trying to get out of it for all these years via clumsy accidents. Because Sag is immensely curious about whether the so-called organized religions have any validity at all, this stroke of luck leads to some amazing lessons. Until, alas, the astral folks tire of her and trick her into returning to Earth for the duration. Capricorn. It might take Capricorn a little while to realize he's dead, because there are special rooms set up to look like executive offices for the newly dead goats. A sharp-looking, older gentleman ghost comes in and gives Cap an instruction manual titled How to Profit in the Astral Marketplace, plus a job evaluation, type assessment of Cap's achievements and mistakes over the lifetime, followed by a pink slip, meaning the body revived. Caps tend to return to their bodies quickly, unable to tolerate non-physical existence for long. Aquarius. Aquarius gets to the pearly gates, sees that heaven isn't run by consensus, and opts for hell, where at least there's an appealing anarchy and rules are made to be broken. Ironically, Aquarian near-death experiences tend to be extremely traditional. That is, God the Father, St. Peter, the Celestial Choir, and so on. Another reason to rebel and opt for hell. Once in the underworld, they bedevil the hell out of Satan and his cronies with their loud and vigorous campaigns for progressive reforms, and are quickly expelled back to the body. Pisces. For some reason, our Piscean friends barely notice their near-death experiences. Instead, during a typical day at the office, many Pisceans report seeing beings with long-suffering expressions on their faces, and who patiently tell the Piscean to go back to his or her body.